So we're gonna do something quick here. It's going to be kind of simple steps to for you to achieve the uh, grouping concept that you need to work with. So we're gonna work with the bottom part of this number 5 user review screen. So what we're gonna do is going to just kind of replicate this small size of your artboard here. So I'm not gonna be using the same text. We're just gonna use a placeholder just for you to get this. So what you like to do first is kind of drawing the background, the gray background here, and then over that you're gonna work with the rounded corner shape here. So for now we don't need to group any of the objects here because we're gonna do every single object, and then at the end you can just start to grouping things together. That way it's going to be easier for you to get every single group one after another. So let's say that we're gonna kind of copy this part here. So if you see right now, we will have the dots here. We're gonna have the line between the parts here, and then so if you see here, you can kind of drag the size of your text areas. So you will have here the measurements in red. What you would like to kind of align things exactly in your artboard. If you see, you have the 13 in the bottom and on the top, so it's going to be the same measurement between the elements. So the 55 pixels that you have in your left side with the gray dot there, it's not gonna, then you can grab all these single layers here or elements, and if you see here on your left side, you can just kind of click the group thing. So what would you have right now? It's the text, the line, and the oval here. So there's no other single element inside of that group. We're just going to rename this group, let's say user1. So we already have this. The blue rectangle that you're seeing here on this part of your artboard, it's not it's not a shape right now. So it's going to show you what elements do you have inside that group. So that will be folder number 1. So every single element that it's in the folder will be this, only these 3: the oval, the line, and the new Mason text there. So what are we going to do next is just drag to the bottom, but you will have to click Option Shift, and then if you see, you can kind of give the reference. Let's say we're gonna give 30 pixels there, and you're just gonna release it. If you see, you have now 2 groups. You have user number 1. We have right now user 1 copy, so you can just rename that to user 2. If you need all the numbers to appear again, you just have to move all the elements and click Shift. That way you will have the red lines. It's going to be your reference for where you want to move the things or your elements in your screens. So you can just do the same thing. If you see this 30 and 30, that's exactly the same pixels between elements. So you have right now here user number 1, 2, and 3. So you just drag and drop all the folders, so you will have your elements at the same space and exactly the same. After doing this, the only thing that you have to do right now is just kind of replace the text that you have here. Now, if you're seeing here, we have Anna Maria, Joseph Smith, Hannah Shia. Then after that, you have a smaller text below, and at your right side you have the date, the 11 January, 9 January. So what you would like to do here is just, well, it's going to be kind of the same thing. We're just gonna copy here. Let's say that we're gonna kind of just do line breaks here, sorry, and then you can have all your text here. You can change it to wherever you need to. So here we're gonna erase this last line, so we can have the date at the end. You can do two things here. So what you can do here is just kind of add a date. Let's say we're gonna just copy here, and then we're going to go inside the group here, and then we're just gonna paste it. So if you see here, give me a second, something's not okay. So we have the date right now inside of the same group. So if you see, you can just drag and drop here, and then you can just copy. It's just Command C. We just go below to this. We just go, sorry man, so we could just copy here. We just go here. If you see, your copy was exactly on the top of it. So what am I doing right now is just hit Command D. So what that does is just to duplicate your layer, your selected layer. Here I'm gonna click Command D again. So if you see, we have a copy. Then you just go into the next folder here, and then you drop it inside the folder. So what I'm gonna do is just with the arrow, down arrow, just gonna go down here, and then we can just move with the shift, and you will see there it's exactly top align into the circle. We're gonna do the same thing here, so we can just kind of get the same alignment for each of the single elements that you already have. And then if you see, we have kind of the same arrangement that we have here, but now on your new artboard. So if you need to do further elements, let's say that we have to do another one, so we can just kind of Command D to the folder, and then we just go like this and keep the 30 pixels between each element. So then you have the whole thing done. So if you see here at your right side, we have the date in the top. There you go, on the right side. And then we have user 1, user 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna drop this into the bottom. So there you go. Then we have the round element and the gray background. If you want to, you can kind of choose both elements. You click in the shift, and then you hit Command G. So we're gonna group, and we can call this background. So if you want, you will have your background separated from each of your groups, and it's going to be the same exact layout. Well, it's not the same exact layout, but it's kind of a look-alike, something like that. So you can arrange every single part of your layouts and every single element that you have on your artboard as you need to. So if you see, I did just another quick example here. So it's the same procedure. The first thing that you need to do is just on your layer here arrangement, you have to kind of arrange every single element from top to bottom. Let's say I just started with 2, then the oval. If you see here on the actual artboard, here it's going to be this one, then the oval, then the first tag, then the first text, then the line, then the articles, then the pick 1 text, pick 2. So what we can do this, so when we just do the grouping, we can have the picture, the text, and the white container. So if we pick these 3 elements and do this, and also do the same thing for the second element, here we just do Command G. So we're gonna be grouping here, pick 2, and then we can do here pick 1. And if you see, you're just gonna have the exact elements that you need to have on each group. And then other than that, it's just going to have the general elements of your layout. Let's say backgrounds is going to be always at the bottom of your layers. So all the other things that you need to group, let's say we're gonna group this first part here, and then we can call it maybe top info. So then you have the separator, and then you have the related articles. So we can just do also this. If you have already grouped things here, you can just group it into one big one. So let's say we'll call this bottom, and then if you open it, you will have the related articles, and then you will have your groups that you already did. So at the end, you will just have, let's say, separators, and then you will have background, and then top information, and then bottom information. So that's the kind of a logic way to separate every single element and then have it on groups. So it will help you a lot to have organized all your layout, and then you can say here, even you can rename your artboard, and let's say this is number 2 or number 1 artboard, and it's going to say 1 day. So it doesn't matter how you call it, but it has to be kind of make sense to you, and if any other people that opens your file, it's going to understand what you're doing inside of it. So it's kind of to help you and others that opens your file. Well, so I hope this small tutorial can help you to move forward to your next task. So please just let me know if you have another question, and maybe I will do my best to help you.